Hello everyone, welcome back to Wixo. Today is episode 3. So, first thing we're going to be seeing here is this blue team and this orange team, here, starting to expand out this way. This island has been discovered by these guys over here. So what they do is they form a little spear around this area, and then they go and discover that part of the area as well. Basically, they're on a hunt to discover the entire area of Spain, which they're actually using combined forces with the new government of the orange team that's not so pro-Lime France to cut over here and start expanding inwards towards the coast of Spain. And they eventually do, split it in half. But they want to discover the south of Spain first, so they go over there. And then they're going to wait a little bit for the rest of Spain to even, start even being discovered. And they do start taking some of this land over as well. Even going into some undiscovered areas and taking some of the land from over there. And some of this land from this already discovered area, which will go this way. And the Lime team is pretty pissed about this. Also, this Blue France team, its relations with England has been getting really bad, and they have broken their alliance with England, which they don't really want to break the alliance, but England was the one who broke the alliance, and they're like, okay. So this team will start expanding and getting some land as well. But then, some pro-Lime team rebellion pops up all over this country and forms up to develop into one area. And it starts to, siege the capital. They start to go siege the capital, and then the entire capital is taken over. And this is not really good, because the blue team, of course, does not want this to happen. But it is funded by the Lime team. And the orange government will surrender, and will be installed with a new color as country government. With this, cyan country that is back to being in an alliance with the Lime team. Since the people here do support the Lime team a lot more than the blue team, they think of the blue team as invaders that conquered their territory. Now, what will happen is the blue team will start to make a swift operation into the cyan team to just eliminate them entirely. Just try to eliminate them. Had some technical difficulties here, but anyways, going right back here, the operation will be swift, and they're not even gonna it's not even really a war, so I'm not gonna color it in with the lighter colors, because this is just a full operation in. They eventually take the capital, and they delete this entire team's existence, which will cause lots of protests in this area. And this will be a very unstable area in this country. As you hear, the capital city is no longer a capital city here. And this blue team is starting to surpass England as one of the strongest countries. But you know what they say. Strongest countries always eventually have a rebellion. So, this team over here, this maroonish color team, decides to break away from the blue team, and they're pretty pissed about this, but they will start to invade anyways. With all the troops being stationed up here and over here, over here, but most of them are up by there, so they'll rush some troops down here to slow down their campaign. But this is more of a this part of Spain, and they're gonna do that. They're also going to be attacking this country, which is allied to Blue France, and they'll take this entire country, as well as taking the entire land over here, because they're these people don't really understand the government that much. And well, they don't really understand, like, they understand the government, but, like, not, like, stability and stuff. They just want to take as much territory as possible. And so they do that. They eventually integrate this entire area into their country and continue pushing downward this way. And then they eventually send most of their troops back up. And go back over here. But by this time, France has sent a lot of troops down here, so this front will slow down. But what they will do is go into this direction, and they do take over a lot of this territory. And that kind of pisses France off. But you know what else happens over here? If you said Lime France starts an invasion, shut the fuck up. If you said Lime France starts an invasion into Brittany, which this country is called Brittany, but Lime France will start an invasion, and this will catch France completely off guard. Like, they did not expect this. But this is actually with help from England, who they are relying heavily on with, and just gonna push into Blue Brittany and cut this part off and take this out. That doesn't make the French happy. Actually, no, it doesn't make the Britannians happy. They will also attack England. No, they won't. But they're not really close to these guys anymore. They're not sending them support anymore. This war's been going on for like years at this point. So yeah. They cut up this way, split France into two, and well, France surrenders to this team. Taking a look at the peace treaty, Blue France is not that strong anymore. This Maroon Spain country over here creates this country as well, which is actually going to be an ally of their country. And yeah, and they take out this entire Morocco country as well, forming more of like a front in Africa, and more so of that happening. Over here, the UK of course needs land because of the UK. Lime France takes a lot of more land over here, a lot of their old land back, but not most of it yet. And yeah, the UK got that. Anyways, what we're going to be seeing here is Lime France pushing up towards this way, trying to claim some more territory, going over here, and claiming all of this. But they will stop expanding that way. And some ships will be sent out from Maroon Spain. One will land in Sardinia, and they will discover the entire island of Sardinia. Another one will hit Sardinia, see people already there, try to go back up and hit Corsica, and they will claim that entire island. And the last one will sail all the way through this way. They land in Sicily because they think this landmass is larger. They realize it's not that big, discover the entire island, go back on their ship, and, well, discover Italy as well. Eventually, they will get this much of Italy, and they will decide to stop expanding for now, except for a little expedition over here to, like, Albania and Greece area. You know, that kind of looks like Albania. But yeah, this is what they will be expanding to, and eventually they realize, hey, if we go up this way, do you think we could connect back with old land? They're like, nah, but they try it anyways. They start to push up the Italian boot, or peninsula, or whatever you call it. I call it boot for some reason. The Italian boot, push north this way. And they basically were like, we're tired. And then some people were just like, let's send sailors back this way, because that's the way we went. And instead they get flown off course towards like France and Monaco, towards this direction. They don't take all of Eurasia. Instead, they do that. And then they go over this way And they eventually do meet up over here, taking over all of this land. And Italy will go this up, up this direction. And they'll eventually meet up over here. And they're like, oh wait, this connects. And then they discover Tunisia as well. Because why wouldn't you discover Tunisia? Everybody cares about Tunisia. I'm sorry if you're from Tunisia and watching this. Isn't it Tunisia? Did I just say it wrong the entire time? In Iron Assault, it's Tunja. There's a Tunisia. I should probably cut this out of the video. I'm probably gonna keep it in though. Anyways, dog. Okay, so they do eventually get up connecting this way, and Albanians start to, well, not Albanians, but like the Spanish decide to go this way, and they eventually do get stopped by the Alps somewhere around here, where they do discover a good amount of territory. And the British, well, over here, Iceland will decide to formally break away from the UK, form their own country, which the UK doesn't really care right now. So they go ahead and do that. And the Iceland will actually, with a lot of resources now, they're one of the most, they have the biggest economy besides Spain. Second biggest economy in the world here. And they will go over and start discovering Greenland. Now, of course, since it's very, very, very cold, they won't really like go inwards toward inland of Greenland. Of course, this is like the trail they're going. And they eventually get stopped right here. They do go inwards because the border looks ugly. And they also go this direction. And basically they take a lot of Greenland over, and yay! Until a pro-British government is set up. Part 57. Okay, now. Greenland will exist. Yep. Greenland will form like a monarchist kind of government, similar to what the English currently have. And the rest of Greenland will eventually be discovered within the next few years. And so this is currently what they have discovered. There will be one more last expedition over here towards Bulgaria, just to claim more of this land over this way. Cutting over here to sea, finding Turkey. Eventually, they find all of Greece, and they do all of this stuff here. Which kind of pisses off the Germans, so a mustache anyways. Now, going over here, a country will be formed in Greece. Which kind of pisses off the Germans, so a mustache. Anyways, yes, a new government will be established in Greece. A new country will be established in Greece, and it will look like this. Now, another country will be established, this time in Italy. It's where the country will be located. And they'll take all of Sicily, and they'll stay like this for now. Maybe they'll go towards Sardinia. I don't know. But that will be all. And goodbye.